That record would be a song called Block Burner. It was my first solo song they put out there while we still had the Hot Boys. We wasn't used to doing solo songs. What I mean by that is BG and Juvie was the only solo artists. Me and Turk, we had no idea of doing a song by ourselves. And so once the group came out and once we had more eyes on us, Stunna and them would tell us, okay, now this should be for your solo song. Fresh went with a song called Block Burner. The creativity is different on that song. There's no restrictions, there's no limitations. So when we did a song together, we were a group. So we talk about the same subject. We worked together. We had an image we was upholding. We knew that people that didn't understand us was trying to understand us. So we was trying to make it understandable. Now when it's a solo song, it's all them, don't worry about who don't understand it, don't worry about who don't get it, do you. So when you do that, and you do that on a song, what happens is, most times, the direction of the album, which would be whatever the group and I was trying to accomplish, it overshadows whoever have a solo song on there. Because your solo song is going to 9 times out of 10 probably be something toward whatever the main goal was. My solo song was always different. If we got 13 songs on the album, I sound something totally different on all 11 of them. And on everybody else's solo song, they sound the same. I sound like I'm from New York somewhere. I sound like I'm been there, my mama stuck in the basement and looking out the window and looking at space or something. And that's what I loved. And once people took to it, it was over.
So what about The Block is Hot? That came right after that?
The Block is Hot came right after. The Block is Hot was an example of what happened because of Block Burner.
Block is Hot is one of my favorite records to this day. The beat, the flow, the video, the energy. What was it like recording that record? You know what I'm saying? Was it like the success of the Hot Boys, Block Burner, and you knew like, I'm about to come with my own shit? You know what I mean? Like, what was it like that in the studio to write that? Did you write that on paper or you write like how you write now?
No, there was no paper involved. That's Mannie Fresh for real. Mannie Fresh, he gets it, plain and simple. Anything that has to do with music, he totally understands it. He gets it, plain and simple. And so when you're in the studio with Mannie, so if he got to go to the studio 7 days a week, he gonna make sure the day that he go in there with you, it's just you. So with that said, that's your night. Every time I was in there with Fresh, he knew what to feed off of. He didn't say, okay, I did this yesterday, so we gonna do this today. I might have just said the block is hot, the block is hot. Mannie would remind me, hey, you need to throw that, you need to throw that in there. And that became the hottest part of the damn song.
Who influenced you as a rapper when you was making Block Burner and Block is Hot? Obviously, the Hot Boys and your team, you're not allowed to say them.
Missy Elliott. Because it would be why I was making so many sounds. Stunna, not that he didn't like it. Stunna. That Stunna ain't it. You know what I mean? Like, say something. You know what I mean? Sound. You know what I mean?
So, get back to that. I'm on probation.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, but Missy was into the whole and all that. That's the difference. So when Mannie Fresh would get you in the studio by yourself, he gonna remind you, hey, you need to throw that in there. And so the Block Burner song was my best favorite song because I was a kid in a toy store. Plain and simple. I remember I was like, man, he want me to do a song for every damn line. And at the time, I was only doing that because my favorite artist was Missy Elliott.
And New Orleans, it was the murder capital. And then you made a record called Block is Hot. And the video, the Block was hot. What was the energy, especially with a record like that time in New Orleans?
Just speaking of murder capital real quick, man, let me tell you how different times are. We were the murder capital, bro. We had 580 murders. And we called ourselves the local 580. Bro, you know how that's nothing now to any city. Chicago, 580, they doing that in like a week.
No, it's crazy.
It's terrible, man. But what I noticed at the time, because I was so young, I made people pay attention. And what I mean by that is when Juvie and BG, they killing it, will put out whatever they putting out. Them killers in the city, they letting you know, man, we riding to this. You know what I mean? They say, I'm standing next to them in the club and I'm with BG, I'm with Juvie, and I know the killers. They coming in there and they man, that fucking number 3, I'm telling you. So I was like, I wanted that. I was like, damn, I want to be like that. So I know when my came out and I see these same guys, it's a total difference. They're paying attention.